Those of you that follow my videos know that I love Tampa and I think it's an amazing city. But let's be real, it's not for all y'all. If you're planning on moving to Tampa, Florida, I'm giving you 5 things you need to know before moving here. And you know I don't sugarcoat things, so let's get into it right now. Welcome if you are new to my channel and new to me. I'm Morejon and I make videos all about what it's like living in Tampa, Florida, covering some of the best neighborhoods to the top things to do. So if you like what you see, join the fan club and hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell so you don't miss any of our awesome videos. And if you're planning on moving to the Tampa Bay area, I am a licensed realtor, so see that number on the screen? Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, because my team and I would love to help you and your family find your next home. So it's kind of funny how I came up with the list of the things that you need to know about Tampa. Just so you know, I'm not jumping into the stats on bad areas or the job market or even the fact that when Tom Brady retires, we will have absolutely no quarterback.
Wait, what?
This list comes from the families that we help relocate here week after week. And number 4 on the list is somewhat influenced by my brother-in-law. These are the things that we get asked about the most from people moving here. This list comes from the real fears that people have, and I honestly am shocked when I get asked about them. But for those of you that don't know, time to go to school. The first on the list, and I have to say might be one that throws me off the most because it's not like we're that different of a city, are the animals and the wildlife. It seems that every week I get asked about the wildlife or bugs here, and I'm shocked at how many people don't know about alligators or that think that we have poisonous snakes running around everywhere. Then again, if we were hiking up somewhere like in Maine or Idaho and my wife came across a moose, she'd probably think it's safe to pet it.
Dude, he's coming after you.
While it's no surprise that an alligator can be a dangerous animal, for the most part we don't go in mucky ponds and they don't like to come where we are. Every now and then, if you're in a subdivision with a golf course or in a community with a retention pond, you will see a gator come out to sun on the bank, but for the most part, they stay in the water. And keep in mind, the average gator we're talking about is like 3 to 5 feet. We're not talking Jurassic Park here. While Florida does have a few species of poisonous snakes, I've only seen a few while out on hikes, and that's where they're supposed to be. I just went on an RV trip with my kids, and we hiked Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee, and we literally saw a copperhead on every single hike. But rest assured, while we're aware of snakes and gators here, they are not a part of our everyday living. You just know where not to go. Now I promise y'all, I'm not trying to scare you off from moving here or anything, but we do have a decent amount of bugs, especially the mosquitoes. There's all kind of memes out there making fun of the mosquitoes in the South, but it's all fun and games until you experience it for yourself. They are really only a problem when you have standing water around, which given the rivers, the ponds, and the lakes spread out through Tampa that make it such a beautiful place, you can see how it can pose an issue. An odd thing with mosquitoes is that they tend to like some people more than others. Like one time we went hiking in the state park and it was almost sunset. And FYI, mosquitoes are worst at sunset and sunrise, but some mosquitoes started to come out and they didn't really bother me. But when we got back to my truck, my wife looked like she played goalie for a dart team. She had bites everywhere. A local tip for you though, both of my daughters really welt up when they get mosquito bites. So we found this thing on Amazon called the bug bite thing, and holy smokes it works. It just suctions the bite and the itching goes away and the marks go away much faster. And you know, I can't forget to tell you about the wasps, roaches, and love bugs.
Oh, hell no.
The other day I was in the backyard pushing my daughter on the swing and a big old wasp came out from under the slide. And she's allergic, so I start swatting at the wasp and telling her to run inside. And then we get inside and I hear my wife screaming, "Roach!" She then followed up with, "I'm the man of the house and it's my job. You know these things can fly?" Then I found myself in the Home Depot aisle with like a half a dozen other dudes.
Hey, where's the bug spray in here?
Reading the backs of all these labels. They had roach killer, wasp spray, ant killer, spider killer, mosquito repellent, snake repellent, fruit fly traps, ant baits.
That's about it.
While I'm telling you the truth here, please know it's no different than any other place in the South. And my suggestion is simply to get a pest control company to spray every other month and you should be good to go around the house. And we had a comment on the channel recently that said Tampa was boring and there was nothing to do. And I sat back and I thought about that for a while and I even asked a few friends and here's what I came up with. that person must have been stuck indoors and was not a person to go out and explore new things. While the city has tons of options like museums, food halls, and great shopping, the city really begs you to go outside. It seriously had me scratching my head because Tampa has so much to do that I get FOMO.
FOMO. FOMO. The fear of missing out.
Some weekends because I have to choose between events or things to do with the family. Between all the festivals, concerts, pro sports, hiking, biking, boating, beaches, attractions. I mean, seriously, the list is endless here. And aside from having the desire to explore or simply do something fun, the one thing that makes Tampa stand out as a city is that our outdoors beg us to have fun. I always talk about Tampa as my playground. That's because it is. Locals can enjoy the outdoors all year round because we never have a down season. I live at the beach in spring and in summer. Even in December, you can hang out on the beach because most of the time the temps will just be in the 70s. If you like shopping, we have outdoor malls. We have amazing waterfront restaurants with amazing food. So good, you would think someone's grandmother's back in the kitchen. If you're into celebrations, we have festivals and parades for just about everything. The Riverwalk is a 2.5-mile boardwalk starting in downtown Tampa, following the river, and it allows you to visit some of Tampa's best attractions. Check out my vlog on the Riverwalk to see exactly what I'm talking about. Now we have concerts, sporting events, air shows, boat shows, fishing and fresh and saltwater, boating, you pick 'em fruit fields where you can literally pick your own fruit, wineries, and over 100 breweries. I could literally go on and on and on for days, but the best part is that you can enjoy all of these things year round. You just have to get out and explore. Now, if you're gonna be spending a lot of time outside here and enjoying the lifestyle, there is one thing you'll have to look out for: the allergies and the weather. Oh, okay, well that's two things. But keeping it short and sweet, with allergies, we have a lot of trees, and not just palm trees. We have a lot of greenery, including big oak trees. Oaks seasonally put off a lot of pollen and can really mess with your allergies. I've talked about allergies in some of my past videos, and a few people reached out to me saying that they had allergies and should they really not move here? And the short answer is, I don't know. See, it really is 50-50 with it. If you're one of the lucky ones that are not affected, then no worries. But if you're like me and my daughters, you'll have to get a seasonal nose spray because there are some times you just feel like
It is not that serious. Oh!
Other than the gators, which still has me like,
Oh, come on!
the weather is the most asked about thing here. Starting with the obvious, does it get hot? Obvious answer, yes. But let's talk about that. I had a client, Karen, looking to relocate here from California, and her biggest concern was handling the heat. In her mind, Tampa might as well have been Africa. She planned a trip in late spring and again at the height of summer to see if she could handle it. She quickly learned that the weather in spring is surprisingly near perfect, and while July through September were hot, they were manageable. FYI, our hot is hot, but because we are surrounded by water and a nice Gulf breeze, it actually never gets to 100 degrees. And people visiting are always surprised at how green everything is. That's because along with all that sunshine, we get lots of rain. And during the summer months, we get even more rain. 2/3 of our rain happens to come during those hot summer months, and they're usually downpours that only last an hour or two, so it's not like it's dreary all day. It rains and then the sun pops back out. And I know what you're already thinking about. What's up with those hurricanes? Hurricanes absolutely freak people out. Let's start with the good news on this one though. Tampa is somewhat sheltered on the west coast of Florida. Yes, we're on the coast, but most hurricanes come off the coast of Africa. And the ones that do come up into the Gulf usually get weakened by the islands in the Caribbean or veer off because of the westerly currents. Either way, a hurricane can be as large as a state, but the main damage is only really caused when it makes landfall, and the radius of the strongest winds are only 20 to 40 miles wide. So for major damage to occur in Tampa, it would have to be pretty close to a direct hit, a massive category 3+ hurricane, and we haven't had one of those in over 100 years, knock on wood. Now let's assume a major storm is coming. Most locals are prepared, and you typically have around a week or more to follow the hurricane track, and if you see it coming and it looks pretty big, then jump in your car and head north. My plan is to take a few days in the Georgia mountains, as I'd be sheltered there, and that's only like 6 hours away. And that leads into my next point. If you're a mountain person, Tampa, or Florida for that matter, may not be for you. I told you my brother-in-law had some influence on this point. He lives up in Massachusetts and loves hiking in the White Mountains in New Hampshire and all of the mountain regions up there. My sister-in-law came down to visit and absolutely loves the beaches and boatings, but he kept his hiking boots on. No matter what, he wasn't a fan. Did he have fun here? Yes, but he wasn't trading his boots for anyone or anything because Florida is flat. There's not even little hills or anything that anyone that knows mountains would remotely consider a hill. Our hiking consists of trails through the woods and through creeks and even hiking on the beach preserves, but we don't have mountains, which means we don't have beautiful backdrops. Wait, I take that back. We do have some of the best sunsets over the water. And while we don't have mountains, we do have beautiful waterways from the rivers to crystal clear springs that you can float down and amazing fishing and scuba diving out in the Gulf. So while we can offer you the water and the beaches, if you have to be around the mountains, Tampa may not be your cup of tea. Over 1,000 people a day are moving to Florida, and Tampa is one of, if not the, most popular city at the moment. Because of this, the cost of living here is starting to rise. While we are seeing this all around the country because of inflation, our housing costs have always been below the state average and very affordable when comparing to other major metros around the country. I still have people calling in looking for a 3,000 square foot house for like $400,000. It's not gonna happen, at least not in a sought after area.
That's a relief.
The average home price in 2020 was around $300,000 and has increased to over $375,000 towards the end of 2021. That's a big jump, and while some of that is due to inflation, the other coincides with demand and how popular of a city Tampa has become. All in all, I still think it's an affordable city for what you get not only in a major metro, but also in the amenities like the beaches and the outdoor options that you have all year round. Tampa is the 18th largest metro in the country and the second largest behind Miami in Florida. I'm not sure how high things will climb before they actually settle in, but I have always said Tampa has flown under the radar for so long. I think its time is here to shine as a top city, and I'm excited for the direction it's headed. If you are thinking of moving to Tampa, Florida, and none of these things have scared you away yet, make sure to check out our channel to see all of the positives the city has to offer, from the amazing neighborhoods and endless things to do. And if you've made up your mind that Tampa is your jam, see that number on the screen? Give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, because my team and I would love to help you with your transition to the Tampa Bay area. Until that next video, I'll catch you later.